Should we take a quick look at the current Western governments? I'll not start with Macron in France. France is on fire. Everybody's, sort of like demonstrating against him, and yet he acts like a dictator, an overlord, and ignores the will of the people. So the French Revolution Mark II underway. I think they're keeping it. I mean, the way the French police are keeping the people down is quite violent, really. We have the American government, the United States government. It's safe for me to say here now, the election that got Mr. Bidenopoulos to the presidency, the seat of power, was not safe. Out of all elections, you can at least say the election wasn't safe. So basically, the will of the American people was ignored, and a puppet was installed and proceeded to sort of like run amok on a global scale. You can say, the pretty well, the Biden family are pretty well singly their hands up to their necks in the Ukraine situation and the reason why there's a war there. Ditto the UK. We've got what would you say, a squatter in as a Prime Minister currently under the name of Rishi Sunak, who was never elected. The current government got elected on a mandate of getting Brexit together, getting Brexit done, whatever there was their fucking strapline, right? Okay, and so they get rid of Johnson, who, let's face it, the only reason he was there in the first place was because he's fucking useless. And now we've got Sunak in, who's undermining the whole populist vote of the British peoples to leave the European Union. So that's happening. Okay, Canada. Well, we've got Justin Trudeau. Do we need to say anything else? Globalist puppet. So all the Western governments, I think if you could pick any of them, even the smaller ones in the Dutch and the things like that, they've all been infiltrated and taken over from the inside out by globalist WEF puppets. So there's no point anymore having, it doesn't matter whether you've got a left or right government in there, centre left or centre right or whatever they want to call it. They're exactly the same, they're WEF puppets. And Britain, the job's done so well that on both sides of the house, you've got two colleagues for the WEF sitting opposite each other, pretending to dispute one another when they couldn't agree more. They couldn't agree more. So our governments are becoming redundant. And so the centralising of global power will basically, they will do away with, I think, elections, because they're so rigged. I think they're so passé now anyway, aren't they? But elections are so 20th century, aren't they? Democracy's so 20th century, isn't it? What we need now is an autocracy. I think we're getting it whether we want it or not. What can we do? What can we do? Well, power starts locally. Your town councils, your parish councils, and all that. We've got to take them over. We've got to get awake people into the parish council. If you're awake, or a town council, if you're an awake person who knows exactly what's going on, who understands Agenda 30 and understands all that lot, it is your duty now to stand in your local elections. Forget the national elections, forget national parties, forget things. Just basically, we have, awake candidates in parish councils and think councils, and we can stop the 15-minute cities. We can stop everything from there, and we can take back power from there. That's the only way we can do it. Stand in your local elections. Stand now.